Hi all, welcome back to my channel. I showed a cup in the Sparkles by Carby Designs Facebook group last week, and I had a few people ask me how I created the cup and could I do a video on it. So I'm going to do a video on it. It's not going to be the same or identical to this cup, but the same principles will apply. So this is the cup. It's not quite finished yet. It needs another coat of resin, but yeah, so if you want to see how to create this cup, keep watching. I've sanded and cleaned this cup. I'm going to tape off now to spray paint. Now ordinarily what I would do if I was doing 3 colours is I would not worry about taping and just ombre the spray paint on there. But with this cup I want distinctive divisions on it. So I'm going to just use masking tape and spray paint it in sections. So let me point you down. So I've got the cup here. This will be a bit fiddly, so what I might do is just, I can't find my line marker anywhere, so what I'll do is I'll just put some music on while I get this tape in even or reasonably even sections, and then I'll go outside and spray paint. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to use something that's roughly the height that I want to do a line around where I want that first piece of tape to go, and I'll do that to the next height and so on. As I said, I didn't really do that with the other cup. I just pretty much eyeballed that one, and I have to say it was a little bit tricky to get them fairly even. So thankfully I could hide a lot of the overspray with the tape. So I don't want to do that with this one. I want this one to be fairly straight. Okay, so the lines are all marked now. So I'll come in with the tape and just run that around those lines. Again, just do this carefully. This is a tapered cup, so it does make it just that little bit trickier in terms of getting, you know, a straight line, but it's not overly a problem if you don't get it exactly right, because you can use the vinyl to put, you know, to cover up some of the overspray like I did on the other one. Okay, so I've spray painted my cup. You can see it's not perfect, like there's little bits missing here, which I'm not worried about. The other thing that I've done is I've actually sealed the paint, because I don't want the black, when I put the epoxy on it, to go into the gold or the yellow. So I'll show you what paints I used. I used Rust-Oleum Glossy Sun Yellow. I used Rust-Oleum Flat Black. These are just, you know, you can pretty much use whatever you've got. And I used Squirt's Satin Gold. Now, I'm not overly happy with the White Knight Squirt's paints. They tend to run, but I've not found a decent gold in any of the others. So if you have some suggestions for what's available in Australia, please drop them into the comments, because I'd really love to know. So I'll move these out of the road. Okay, so the glitter that I'm using is Australia's White Gold from Sparkles by Carby Designs. So I've put it into a shaker, which you can get from Gel Bee Crafting. I will link that in the description box. That one. I'm using the last of my late night sparkle run from Sparkles by Carby Designs, and it's by far the only black that I have found to stay shiny under epoxy, or glittery under epoxy. It doesn't go dull. And I'm also going to use Pelican Island. They're slightly different colours to what I used last time, but I'm just grabbing some different ones. So I've mixed up a little bit of epoxy here, pretty much just enough to do a really thin coat on the cup, and I use Stone Coat Art Coat, which I buy the big bottles and I just put them into these small bottles to use, make it easy to use. So let me just, actually, I'll open all these and then we'll be good to go. Now you really only need the tiniest of bit of epoxy. Okay, so that's all done. I'm going to let that dry and then I'll put a coat of epoxy over it, or two if it needs to, and then I'll be back. Back again. So that's all glittered and epoxied. So now I'm going to put some music on while I put the stripes around and all the decals on. Okay, so that's the water slides on. I'm not really a fan of water slide. I never seem to be able to do it properly, but I think these look okay. So now I'm going to put the vinyl decals on here, and then I'll let that sit for a few hours to let everything really dry well, and then I'll put a final coat of resin on it. Okay, so that's done. So now it'll get a coat of epoxy once it's, you know, sort of dried a little bit, and then it'll be good to go. So I'll post the finished cup probably on my Coastal Creations Facebook page. So just so you can see the difference, the gold is slightly different on this one, and the decals obviously are quite different. So these are just water slides, and these ones are actually stickers that I got from Princess and Puddin'. And I'll link those below just in case people want to use those rather than water slides. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon.